Morning children. This is my second video for your 8th chapter of SST, the treeless grasslands. And this is your last chapter of your syllabus children. In this chapter I have already discussed about the location of the 5 grasslands in 7 continents of the world. Every continent is having a grassland except Antarctica because it is completely covered with snow. Grasslands are found in those areas where rains are very less, and these areas are in temperate zone of the earth. That means the area of the earth or the part of the earth between Arctic Circle and Tropic of Cancer. As you can see in this map, prairies in North America, steppes in Europe and Asia is located between the Arctic Circle and Tropic of Cancer. And if we talk about the southern hemisphere, then between Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle, the grasslands which are located are pampas in South America, velds in Africa, and downs in Australia. Now, children, we move further. As I told you, that climate of these grasslands varies because of the location of the grasslands. These pampas and downs grasslands, that means in downs is in Australia and pampas is in South America. They are closer to the sea, they are near to the sea, so they are having moderate climate. Otherwise, in other grasslands, the weather is or the climate is hot and cold according to the season. Now, about the contribution of these grasslands, the pampas grassland of South America, it is used for wheat cultivation because the land of the grasslands is very fertile for the granaries. Granaries means the major crops of our food. And cattle farming is also done there because cattle are there. That is why beef is, which is the meat of the animals, it is a major export for from Argentina. That means the area where the grassland is situated. And the next grassland of Australia, that means downs, it is again used for farming and agriculture. And children, one more thing I want to clear here, that these all the 5 grasslands are used for the farming and agriculture purposes because the land is fertile, but rains are less, so forests are not available there. Again, in the downs, milch cattle, that means milk giving animals are there. So if milk is there, that means we can say that butter, cheese, milk is exported to the other parts of the world. Prairies, it's the wheat basket of the world, and it is famous for the wheat, maize, and corn. And prairies is known as wheat basket of the world. And children, where is prairies located? It is located in North America. Next we come to the steppes, which is in Europe and Asia. Again, nomadic tribes. So two tribes, Kyrgyz and Kazakhs, that means nomadic tribes. Nomadics are the people who live their livelihood by moving from place to place. Now they are not living here. Again, Ukraine is, that means in the steppes, Ukraine area is Ukraine country. It is again very much famous for the wheat. And Wales is in Africa. It's famous for maize. Now the main chapter of our syllabus is the prairies. We have to discuss a lot and in detail about the prairies. First of all, prairies. Now here children, see the map. This is Canada and here it's Mexico in North America. Prairies are situated in North America, and prairies extends from Canada to Mexico. You can see the colored part is prairies. In the interior part, prairies are located in the interior part of North America, United USA, and between Canada and Mexico it is stretched. Two rivers pass through prairies, that is the Mississippi and Missouri, and you will very easily learn these names, Mississippi and Missouri. And the farmers depend on these two rivers and their tributaries. Tributary means the short channels of water which originate from these two rivers for the agriculture and farming purpose. Now fill in the blanks. French word prairies means, you can see here children, French word prairies has been derived from the word prairie. It means either the grassland or the meadows. Meadow word is again used for the grassland, an area which is covered with the grasses. So here prairie word means meadows or grassland. Prairies in North America extend from Canada to Mexico. Very easy fill-ups. You can see their answers from the book also when you will do the reading of the chapter. Now if we talk about the climate and agriculture of the prairies, because it is away from the sea, it is located in the interior part of North America. That is why the climate is extreme. And my dear children, what is the meaning of extreme climate? It means winters are very cold and summers are hot. We already know that rainfall is comparatively less. That is why only grasses grow here, no forest is found here. And because climate is not suitable for trees to grow, but long grasses are there. Grasses grow very quickly and very long grasses are there. One more thing children here. Sometimes during summer season, hot winds called Chinook. Chinook is the name of the name given to the hot winds that blow in the prairies region. They blow in prairies. Children, I have already told you our exam is in MCQ form, so please mark these points to learn. Now, for irrigation, farmers have to depend on the two rivers. I already told you, Mississippi and Missouri. In prairies, wheat is grown here, and this prairie season is known as the wheat basket of the world. Now, if we come to the vegetation and lifestyle, we already know that only tall grasses are available here, and if we talk about wildlife, bison, you can see in the pic, this is a bison animal. Bison animals are found here. Europeans came to this particular region, then bisons were there and bisons used to graze. That means feed on the tall grasses. So first they started feeding their own cattle, that means animals in these lands, and after that they cleared the land for the agriculture purpose. Now the land is fertile but forest can't grow. So now this particular prairies is the biggest farming region of the world. If you talk about other animals, two animals they are known as the community animals, dogs and slicks. These are community animals, and they are very helpful for the plant growth. How they can help, that they used to gather the seed and they used to hide the seeds in the soil, and from there the plants grow out. And the second way how they help in plant growth, they used to dig they used to dig the deep holes in the soil for their living, which we call burrows. So while digging the burrows, they turn the soil, that means upside down they turn the soil, so the soil always remains fertile, and it also helps in plant growth. Other animals, as you can read here, some other animals are there: hawks, owls, seagulls, reptiles, tiger beetle, harvester ant, tumbletuck, and grasshopper, etc. All these animals are there. Now the very important topic of this particular chapter is the farmer, the life of the farmers and the occupation. As we have already studied children, that prairies has become the biggest land. 1 minute, just give me a minute. Yes, prairies has become the biggest farming region. I am again underlining it. Prairies has become the biggest farming region. That means to manage such a big land is not possible manually, and the main occupation of the people of prairies is the agriculture, because very huge farms are available here. So farms in the prairies are very huge and they are extending to the thousands of acres. Most of the farmers they lives in the farms only, and the area where they live is known as a homestead. Farmer's house, they lives in the homestead with the workers. Workers are also living on the farms, and the name of the worker given here is cowboy. So please note down these points. On every farm there are small homestead, that means there are houses which are known as homesteads, and the workers are known as the cowboys, and they keep the animals in the shed. And agriculture is being done scientifically, not manually, scientifically done. For everything machines are there because the farms are very huge. So agriculture and farming, even the milking of the cows is done with the help of the machines. So children, for today this much only. Bye.